Turning out to be a very good over for South Africa.
Yeah, international cricket don't really have to buy bats, but if you're playing club cricket, you play like that and people say, yeah, it's fine because you've paid for all of the bats. So might as well use all the bats. So the inside edge is also an option. Testing over, but runs conceded. 4 done. It's 24 without loss. New Zealand won the toss and elected to bowl first. Only a forced change with the Conway coming in to replace Ravindra. And a nasty blow in the previous game did Ravindra. Hopefully just precautionary. Hopefully he's absolutely fine to continue. But New Zealand had the perfect start to this tri-series, to their tour to Pakistan, which includes the Champions Trophy. And they want to repeat that, a repeat of that, and qualifies for that final at Karachi on the 14th. Nicely played. Doesn't pace the offside though, just a single.
That's point.
Kingdom Valley. It is a royal lifestyle. So far, so good for South Africa. 25 without losing a wicket. Thought about the single, then quickly said no.
In the previous over, you were alluding to the facts of buying the bats and getting them sponsored. Making use of that inside edge quite nicely, Trevor Bavuma.
Pads.
It's a steady start though. South Africa. If they carry on in this way and negating the opposition to pick up wickets, hold them in a good stead in this game.
Bang, bang, lads. Come on. Still on it.
Rescue with a couple of good shots, but hasn't really got the result. It has been an early start. It has been a little more grass on the surface. And New Zealand have got a little bit of early movement. Will O'Rourke with exaggerated movement back into the right-hander especially. Matt Henry always hits the seam. He gets it to move away and back in. Will O'Rourke though is the one that's getting the ball to nip back in exaggeratedly. That's the length that Matt Henry consistently bowls. 5 overs done, it's 26 without loss. This was match number 1 where Glenn Phillips with an extraordinary display of batting, and then Bracewell with a catch that will be etched in the memories of everyone who's at the ground. It was something to behold. Again, the nip back into the batter.
Yeah, he has bothered both the batters with that in-swing. And talking about that seam movement, it's been accentuated with that extra bounce, which has been bothersome for the batters.
We've got to get it. Come on. We've got to get it.
Oh, comes back in appreciably. Goes down to find just a single. Really surprised Bavuma.
Yeah, we saw this package in the last over, and we were talking about the seam movement. Although it's not been prodigious, but because of that extra bounce, it had the batters watchful.
Oh, and again, maybe it's time for a short leg, because all those deliveries, I think the thigh pad.
It seems like they haven't gotten used to the action of Villaroque, and that's why they're in a bother. And the other thing both the batsmen they are looking to do with those deliveries, jagging back, they're looking to play the ball through extra cover. They'll be better served if they aim to play the ball back to the bowler or towards mid-on. There you go.
Leg gully in place. Ball is back in. There will be appeal, but there's so much movement. That's not going to hit the stumps. Speed is up though, 143 clicks.
He's finding the rhythm. It really is. And going full throttle now, Villaroque. Plenty of movement in the air.
Leg gully in place. He tries to whip that away. Have to do something, because it just seems as if Villaroque has found that length.
Yeah, the idea was right from the debutant Britsky, but not the execution. I think he feels that he missed out. That delivery started to do something in the air from the middle stump. Could have easily used that angle, missed out.
Slightly wider this time, so able to get it down to third. 6 done, it's 28 without loss. And neutral venue is the ball of the day. Tries to get down the track. Now there's a little change in the field.
Keep putting 2 on this top 10, lads.
Talked about this earlier, the last time a day ODI game was played. Amisel was still playing. Now he's up in the council witnessing a day game. I don't know how he feels about them at Gaddafi Stadium.
on this venue. It has a sentimental value, and what a shot that was. Brilliant. This will give the debutant a lot of confidence. Was in control. Picked the line and the length very early and got into a very nice position. Just timed the ball to perfection.
Yeah, beautiful shot. And that's your first boundary in international cricket. You'll be well happy. Slightly slower change of pace from Matt Henry. And suddenly, as both openers now have batted through the first 6 overs, they feel now that it's time to just expand.
Yeah, this last delivery tells you that this little passage of the play has been won by South Africa. The reason to opt to bowl first was to exploit the conditions, and it was negated by these two batters out there in the middle.
And so far it's been good from South Africa. Yes, there have been balls that have challenged him, but at the moment they're just getting through this maybe another couple of overs, and they'll think, yes, that little passage of play where you thought that the new ball would challenge you, just get through that. Important for the debutant also to just get through it. And you've seen in this over, especially Henry trying different things. He's gone off from that challenge of a good length, trying to nip the ball back into the right-hander. He's gone to a slow one. He's also gone to the short ball. So on the leg side, and he's picked it up very nicely. Has that gone all the way? Yes, it has. Bretsky with a maximum, and after 7 is 38 without loss.
A change in decision. There wasn't a maximum. The last ball of the previous over has been signalled a boundary. So the score goes to 36 now after 7.
They got it.
Yeah, it's an excellent start for South Africa. They needed to start well against this new ball. Just trying to run this back in at Matthew Bretsky. With that 45 up to the ring, it's help yourself. Excellent execution. A little flick down there and almost went the distance. Yeah, very often when you come and play these games, you just want to get a little bit of a partnership going, some momentum. They've given themselves a wonderful opportunity here. These two openers for South Africa. Matthew Bretsky, he can play. Youngster with some great ability. Attacking player in nature, so you want to get himself in and really make a statement for himself.
And we've seen that in that first outing, how Williamson went about taking his time, getting his eye in. Whether you've played 100 ODIs or you're playing the first one, you'd like to get a hang of things, especially when you're playing your first game outside the country. A little bit of charge given by Bavuma there. The ball was always going down the leg side.
Yeah, I think one thing that I've really enjoyed also throughout the South African summer was the leadership role that Themba Bavuma played. The test matches really being that anchor, that foundation to allow younger players to come in and just play their own games. So almost taking and farming all the pressure. This is a massive role to play as a senior player, let alone being the captain.
Oh, there's something on it, yes, straight away. Got a little too big on him from Willeroo. Got a feint edge, maybe a bit of glove, trying to pull that one. Was on the rise and the captain walks. South Africa lose their first. It is the first strike for New Zealand early in the morning.
Yeah, it's an excellent option from Willeroo. He's had his difficulties there before, Themba Bavuma. Perhaps didn't expect it, but that one nipped back sharply. The faintest of edges through to wicketkeeper Tom Latham. There's confirmation on ultra heads, which means South Africa lose their first. And it's the captain. He makes way for 20. South Africa 37 for 1. In at number 3 for South Africa, Jason Smith. He's into his third ODI. Impressive numbers. Young career, best of 91. That came against Ireland in the UAE a couple of months ago. Well, he will have his work cut out here this morning. He's up against a Willeroo that will have his tail up after dismissing the South African captain.
3 balls to come and 1 of over.
Yeah.
Perhaps didn't expect a short one to Themba Bavuma, but that one took off sharply, as well as nip back. It's cramping him for space. See how sharply that nip back. Excellent option from the seamer. Technology in the game. Brilliant.
Oh, once again the ball just jags in off the surface and he's hit him on the wise eye. As it was somewhere around there. He was looking to leave that.
It's one of the most difficult balls to face. The one nipping back at the right end. You can see how he's left it. Hit him on the chest. Now these are the difficulties that you have to face, especially with a new ball in hand. And I do feel with the Champions Trophy approach, that's going to be a massive way of attack for Willeroo. This time just too straight, nipping across. It's going to be a wide, adjudicated by umpire.
You see Smith taking it on the chest. You don't show any reaction whatsoever to the bowler. You're like, bring it on. Is that all you got?
Yeah, just with the amount of movement of Willeroo, must be thinking to himself, if I can get it a touch fuller. It's been jagging quite sharply off the surface. You want to bring those thumbs into play, especially early on.
Great over that. 38 for 1. Bernal will have a look at the South Africa squad for the Tri-Nation Series. As we've spoken about it quite a few times, that some of the key players are not available, playing that final of the SAT20. We've already played it. We've also discussed about the provision that the ICC provides to all teams that by the 12th of this month you can make a few changes if you want. You feel that some of the younger guys will be hoping to make a strong case in front of Bavuma, maybe, somewhere.
Yeah, you do feel it's a wonderful opportunity. Like you said, Klaasen, he's expected to be here for the next match. Zorzi, Markram, Maharaj, Rabada. Those are almost automatic selections when it comes Champions Trophy time. Marco Jansen, Rassie van der Dissen, Ryan Rickleton. He's been having an amazing summer back home. He's had a phenomenal summer. Oh, test match, highest score of 250 plus it was against Pakistan at Newlands. And another wonderful outing in the SA20 for Ryan Rickleton. Yeah, and it's amazing what the SA20 has done for South African cricket. It's just highlighted some of the names. Really boost the confidence once you get onto that platform, performing among some of the world's very best players. After the recent World Cup they've had in the USA, I do feel that they will come into this Champions Trophy with a lot of confidence. It's almost intentional from these two bowlers, trying to run the ball back in at the right-handers. Of course, Matt Henry, his natural method of attack is to swing the ball away from the right-handers, but it looks like he's just changed his method of attack here. I think that's important when you play various different conditions, to sum up conditions early and what's going to make you effective in those conditions. You feel you want to bring those stumps into play.
No!
High-tech Japanese technology, Sabana. Nippon Paint, Asia's #1 paint brand.
Hand it over, it is. Hand it over.
Good solid defense to end the over. It's 39 for 1.
That's their fixtures in the Champions Trophy. Afghanistan on the 21st of Feb, followed by Australia and Rawalpindi on the 25th. That's the beauty about the Champions Trophy. There's absolutely no soft games. England in Karachi, their third fixture. So you have to hit the ground running, because winning will be of paramount importance. You almost want to try and get 2 wins out the way quickly and secure yourself a spot in the playoffs. And yeah, of course, 2 will go through of each group, so it's important winning. I tell you what, that opening fixture in Karachi is going to be a difficult one.
In the air for a moment, but safe. We'll earn him a boundary here. The 40s now, South Africa, just around the closure of the first power play.
Yeah, Woodrow just struggling to find that perfect length on the surface. It's been a touch too short and then a touch too full. Yeah, it was airborne, but fortunately for young Breska, in the vacant area, that square leg area, he's going to pick himself up. Another boundary, 3-4 this morning for young Brieska. Yeah, let's just have a little look at how Will O'Rourke went against Themba Bavuma and setting him up before he dismissed him. Got him lunged forward, that one nipping back. He's not expecting the short one, and that one advancing down the wicket. And then, of course, the money delivery, the short one, and he got it spot on. Any of you youngsters watching, you want to try and get it in at the head, make it uncomfortable. Excellent piece of bowling by Will O'Rourke.
Yeah, just not so long ago we saw the reverse angle of how Bavuma was facing Will O'Rourke. I mean, he got himself into a good position. The only thing was the deviation, which got the better of him. There, he's committed himself already into that pull shot. It's just that ball jags in and then cramps him up for space, takes the glove. Good bowling. So every time we've seen him trying to bowl a little fuller, he's gone down to the leg side, leg stump line.
That's another brilliant short ball. And there's nothing worse. We talk about the Themba Bavuma dismissal. When that ball nipped back at you, it is so difficult to get out the way. Let's have another look. Ball hit the seam. It almost follows Metro Brieska. You can see he's trying to get out the way intensely early. But because it nips back, it almost crams you as a batter.
Single to end the first power play. 10 overs gone, 46 for 1.
Yeah, being sent into bat first. Got himself off to a great start, Themba Bavuma. Fortunate runs inside edge twice on that occasion from Will O'Rourke. And some lusty strokes by Metro Brieska. He's going to look on to take that new ball on, but then they got rid of the South African captain with an excellent short ball. And one would say an even power play at 46 for 1 after 10 overs.
Sears into the attack. He made his debut against Pakistan day before yesterday.
Yeah, we talk about this series basically being a window of opportunity for players to prepare for the Champions Trophy, and there's so much that goes in with preparations in terms of bowling. Yeah, you're going to have to bowl spells, but it's also the consistency and what you're trying to achieve every spell that you bowl. Perhaps with the new ball, you want to try and swing the ball away from the right-handers, bring in those modes of caught behind, and with the older ball, you want to bring the stumps into play. Whilst we talk about the opportunity of being out there and having first-hand experience, this is a wonderful opportunity for both these teams. Hit combinations, but also the style of play, in adapting to the style of play on these surfaces. That will be the big challenge.
Yet to get his first international wicket, Ben Sears. None for 39 in his 6 overs against Pakistan. is still searching for that first scalp.
Yeah, I think we've all been there as a player. You get your cap, and sometimes you can try too hard from time to time. That's an excellent delivery. Anyways, you just have to go to the processes that have got you selected in the first place. And I can almost guarantee you, if you get a few in this zone, success will follow. Because the cross seam just skids off the surface.
Like and follow Osaka Battery's Facebook and Instagram page and answer a simple question. Get a chance to win Osaka Tubular Battery and exciting prizes. The perfect backup power for saving a lot of stuff.
End of 11, 50 for 1 South Africa. Yeah, we've just seen in the previous over how the young man has been operating with a cross seam. Never really been a fan with bowlers bowling cross seam up front because you only have a window of opportunity with that ball moving around. So you want to use those sides to be nice and hard. I think we've seen it so often in the modern day, bowlers reverting to that cross seam early on. See, cross seam, and what it does is when it hits that shiny side, it just skids off the surface. You see, he almost rust Jason Smith on that occasion. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of using that new ball for as long as possible. Because we do know, once that sides go, it is batter's paradise. Yeah, he's just been struggling a little bit with his lines here, Will O'Rourke. With that ball angling back at the right hand, I'd almost advise him to go a touch wider. So he can still bowl at 5th stump line with the ball jagging back because you want to bring the stumps into play. But from time to time, he's just gone a touch too straight, losing his wrist position a little early by the looks of it. But it's a wonderful skill, especially in the one-day format, the ability to run the ball back into the right-handers.
Yasir Arafat there, to your left of the screen, been hired to help out the bowling and getting more knowledge about the conditions here in Pakistan. He'll be with them for the ICC Champions Trophy. And we've seen that in the past when New Zealand was here. They got the services of Sakla and Mushtaq Ahmed. When England was around. And down the leg side, he's been struggling with that. Time when he gets a little fuller, he's unable to control that. So it's not a bad thing to get some local knowledge, and Arafat's been around.
Yeah, it just looks like he's losing his wrist position a little bit here, Will O'Rourke. Yeah, He's been around the block. Yes, Arafat. Introduced into the South African ranks, and hopefully he can play his part with the local knowledge on hand.
Good boy.
And it's so important we talk about getting used to conditions up front, but having that inside knowledge beforehand in the way that you plan. I know there's video analysis around these days where you can do most of your preparation away from the game, but just to have that local knowledge to work with and give you a bit of inside info as to what will make you effective and how to go about your work.
And not just about the local knowledge in terms of surface. It's a wide signal, a little late decision from Rashid Riaz. It's also about pointing out what the opposition is about. For example, it takes me back to the World Cup game, Pakistan-West Indies in England. Mr.X was with the West Indies, and he gave them a tip or two, bounced them out. And they did go and run through the opposition that way. Yes, to have a lot of technology available. So many things with the guys in the sports staff who can single out players in the opposition and tell them about their strengths and weaknesses. But again, first-hand knowledge from guys who've played a lot of cricket in Pakistan would be a different thing.
That short ball is so awkward.
Second of the over.
With the ball nipping back, you almost need to stay leg side of the ball. So you can try and keep your eye on the ball a little longer, but when it nips back, you can see he gets himself into such an awkward position. He'd be thankful that it missed you completely.
Yes, put that doubt in the mind when the ball that hit Jason on the chest. Is anything pitching short outside off? The batter has a thinking is going to come in. It did on more than one occasion. There you go. He's got himself a good position to play that for a single. 12 gone. It's 55. Oh my. There's a chance, no. He's just going to roll to that fielder. He's controlled that well, Pritzker.
Almost looked like a plan from New Zealand to be targeting South Africa with the short pitch bowling. It's across him again. And again, just rush him a little bit off the surface. Say it again, when it hits that shiny side, it just skids onto you as a batter, as opposed to when it hits the seam and it just holds a little bit in the deck. Yeah, I think just a little bit on the role of the video analysis. Very often you can also over-prepare. For me, it was always about trying to find most of these missiles recently in batters where I can target him. But these days they look at scoring zones, better strengths. And that to me is a little bit over the top. As a bowler, your job is to try and get a batter out, so find a way to get him out.
Yeah, those stats and analysis could be your reference points. Maybe someone is not doing so well against a short ball in conditions where short balls are working very well, and suddenly come into a subcontinent, so to speak, area, and where things are a lot easier. So yeah, you just got to take bits and pieces of everything, video analysis, stats, and then the real conditions out there, and put them together and work your art.